The Vela Incident, a nuclear explosion, happened in 1979, and no one has claimed responsibility. The Vela program was an American satellite network designed to detect nuclear weapons tests anywhere on Earth. The satellites were specifically built to identify the double flash, the characteristic two-pulse optical signature produced by nuclear explosions that is unique to nuclear detonations and cannot be mimicked by natural phenomena. By 1979, the Vela satellites had recorded 41 confirmed nuclear tests. On September 22, 1979, Vela Satellite 6911 recorded its 42nd event. The double flash was detected over a remote area of the southern Indian Ocean, near the Prince Edward Islands, at approximately 00:53 UTC on September 22, 1979. The event was immediately classified. Within hours, the U.S. Navy dispatched ships and aircraft to search the area for radioactive fallout. A hydrocaustic signal consistent with an underwater explosion was detected. Atmospheric monitoring detected possible radioactive particulates. The physics of the double flash signature was entirely consistent with a low-yield nuclear weapon of approximately 2 to 4 kilotons. No nation claimed the test. In 1980, a Carter administration panel known as the Ruina Panel, an advisory committee of scientists, reviewed the Vela detection and concluded that the event was probably not a nuclear explosion. The panel's preferred explanation was a zoo event, a chance alignment of cosmic ray detections and meteoroid impacts that mimicked a nuclear flash. This conclusion was disputed by many scientists at the time and has been extensively criticized since. The panel's conclusion was politically convenient. Confirming a secret nuclear test would have required difficult diplomatic responses. The primary suspect for the Vela incident has always been Israel, or a joint Israeli-South African test. By 1979, South Africa had an active nuclear weapons program and was cooperating with Israel on weapons development. The two nations had the motivation. South Africa was under international sanctions and needed to demonstrate deterrence, while Israel maintained its policy of nuclear ambiguity. The remote southern Indian Ocean location near South African territory was consistent with a test designed to avoid detection by established monitoring networks on land. In 1997, South African Deputy Foreign Minister Aziz Pahad stated that the 1979 event was indeed a nuclear test by South Africa. He subsequently retracted this statement, saying it was based on a misunderstanding. South Africa has admitted to developing 6 nuclear weapons, but claims all were dismantled before 1990. The country has never officially acknowledged the Vela event as a test. Israel maintains its policy of nuclear ambiguity, neither confirming nor denying its nuclear weapons capability, and has made no comment on the Vela incident. Declassified intelligence documents released in 2010 revealed that the Defense Intelligence Agency and other intelligence community analysts had concluded that the Vela event was almost certainly a nuclear detonation and most likely a joint Israeli-South African test. The analysts who reviewed the data at the time were largely confident in the satellite's detection. The Ruina panel's contrary conclusion was driven by factors other than the technical evidence alone. The Vela incident matters beyond the question of who conducted one nuclear test in 1979. It demonstrates the limitations of the nuclear nonproliferation regime and the ability of nations to conduct clandestine tests in remote locations. It demonstrates that political considerations can influence scientific panels reviewing national security events. And it demonstrates that a significant violation of international norms, a covert nuclear detonation, can go officially unacknowledged and formally unpunished for decades, with no nation facing consequences. On September 22, 1979, something detonated with the energy of approximately 2,000 tons of TNT in a remote stretch of the southern Indian Ocean. The intelligence community believes it was a nuclear weapon. The physical evidence is consistent with a nuclear weapon. No one has ever been held accountable. The test, if it was a test, proved that two nations could develop, deploy, and detonate a nuclear weapon in secret and face no consequences. That is either a historical curiosity or a lesson that other nations have absorbed. It may be both.